I'm unironically excited for Palworld. It's the unhinged open-world Pokemon game that everyone has wanted, and we recently got a trailer for Summer Games Fest that also has the release date announcement. And it's pretty funny how the trailer always does kind of the same thing. We have this world, we have this exploration, we show off some new pals, everything's all like fun and exciting and cute and all, look at all these guys just running, oh my god, there's guns! And then it's kind of like the same thing every time where it just starts getting crazier and crazier. That's also why the game kind of like gets attention and blows up a little bit more every time there's a trailer, because it shows just like the most insane shark jumping Pokemon with guns, but also enslavement, but also like just nonsense. But then you look at it, it's like, wait a second, this is actually going to be like a really fun and awesome and entertaining game. And then boom, there's all that. We can make a gun, warehouse, just factory. That's a thing. And then legendary Pokemon, and you can just like find the individual Pokemon and knockoffs from the existing models. And then early access, January 2024. I'm down and excited for all of that, and the trailer actually looked really cool. I'm gonna watch it again, like, more towards the end of the video, but then, and like, kind of soak it in again, because, like, so much happens so quick. There's also other trailers and other content to cover. Keeping up with Palworld is actually like keeping up with a new Pokemon game announcement, and this was kind of like the preview trailer leading up to what was going to happen, like the trailer at Summer Games Fest. So yeah, we have big news to be announced, and just kind of like showing off all the pals and all the things wandering around. And of course, you got to have like the cool wolf Pokemon fan service, and then the other model ripoffs and all that other fun stuff. But then they've been kind of like doing tutorials and stuff. Today, we'd like to introduce you to a tutorial series we are doing to get you all more accustomed to the world of Palworld. The first tutorial video is how to catch pals. So we got this, and also the full-length video is on YouTube. So let's see the tutorial on how to catch a pal. Yeah, how do I get my first couple of pals before I get like guns and stuff and other like crazy pals to help with fighting that? Well, just throwing stuff at it isn't gonna work. However, they are just monsters. We're just playing an RPG, and now that we've weakened it with our bow, it has a higher capture chance. And then we catch it, and we can see the capture chance going up, and that's pretty neat. So we have like a very interactive open world catching. All that Palworld does is make me realize just how garbage Pokemon Legends Arceus is. And then you can even just like box out a chicken if you want to, but then look at that smug dude. He doesn't even care. Oh, wait, he was going for the attack. Had to stagger him. We're upgrading, so now we're shooting that thing in the face. Still doesn't care. And then we can just mow down like an entire group of pals and then throw out the catch, and also rocket launchers. Oh, I think there might be a mechanic where you can overkill them, so you want to stop it before the health bar hits 0, because at that point, they just become a neutral mob that you farm for resources. So you can overkill, blow them up with the rocket launcher, and harvest the meat, which I'm okay with. And then we also just have it to where you can get it to a capture zone, and then you capture them, and then you get your pals. Pretty cool. Oh. Yo, that's cruel. They better not, where it's just like, yeah, if you fail, I'm turning you into resources. And then you have a pal containment area. Look at all the boys we caught. Now, what I really like about Palworld is that it really seems like the everything game. That we have, like, cute Pokemon things that you want to befriend, but you can also just kind of treat it like an RPG, to where it is a wild monster, and if you defeat it, you get some kind of loot from it. But then, if we work together, we can build it faster. So you also just have, like, helpers and stuff that help with your automation and your resource making. It's like modded Minecraft with Pokemon, where you have like the mob farmer, but you also just have like the neutral farm where you can get resources from, but you're also building like crazy tech machines, and the more pals you catch, the easier it is to kind of get that set up and working, and then you get automation, and you just start snowballing your gameplay outrageously. I'm all for that kind of stuff. It's modded Minecraft with Pokemon and guns. That's just the greatest idea ever. And then they're showing off some extra combat. That enemy is too hard. So even though it seems like all of your problems should be solved with guns, they can't be all solved with guns according to the Palworld. Yeah, like if it's got armor, what are you gonna do? You can't damage it with a machine gun. But I do like this guy. Like, this guy kind of opens up the gameplay a lot too, to where you just ride the big boy, use him as a shield, and he can bust out some weaponry as well. But now you're gonna have to use some other mechanics to take these guys out. And then just kind of showing that you do whatever you want in this game. No one can stop me. So you get on your pal mount, and then you can just run everything over. The NPCs, the wild animals in the world, you can just turn them into resources. You can just run them over with your crazy legendary mount. And the game is everything. Like, it's the everything game. And I like it when devs kind of like embrace that for the open world. And as we've learned and seen with Tears of the Kingdom, they've just kind of have like limitless nonsense in every mechanic that's ever been in a game almost. You actually can have a lot of fun. That's the key to an open world game being very successful, is that you have true freedom and then you get to play however you want. And this also really shows where Pokemon Legends like mega failed the open world and trying to do different mechanics inside of Pokemon, because they just did not make the gameplay loop or the resource gathering loop or the crafting loop fun in any kind of capacity, where all they had to do was make it to where like you get more benefits depending on the Pokemon that you use. The Poke Ride mechanic was already generations old, and instead of making it to where the Pokemon you've caught, depending on their level or their moves or like how trained they are, can help you with your resource gathering, you just kind of default throw Pokemon at tumblestones, and then you don't get any real benefit out of that. Then you also just have your Poke Ride Pokemon, again, it's already a stale mechanic that's existed forever, instead of spicing up the gameplay and making it interesting. And what I really hope Palworld does, and what I wanted to see out of Pokemon Legends, is that any Pokemon can do any kind of task. Maybe some are more specialized, but like higher level means more resources, better farming, better grinding. And we can kind of see some of that already, where it's like, yeah, you get a mount, you just kind of run over everything. The big boy seems to be specialized as like some kind of, you know, you hide behind it and then it can do like combat. But I do hope that there's more tanking kind of things, and that this isn't just a Poke Ride thing to where you catch the one pal that has like the one specific trait that can do this. But if I catch like some kind of other big thing, I can just kind of hide behind it for the combat interactions. So that's kind of stuff they've been throwing on the Twitter, and like I said, I wanted to re-watch the trailer and just kind of point out some of the things that look interesting to me on this. But it also is funny when people are like, oh yeah, which Pokemon and models are being knocked off right there. So we have our Eevee, we have like Lilligant dragon thing, and then we just have sheep-looking pal. But it's like a big open world. It's also PC Pokemon, which is what everyone wants. We got our Gyarados, we got our Flygon. I mean, like, yeah, you get, see, and that's the other thing. It's not just Poke Ride, that we have different pals becoming different mounts that you fly around with, and then that's just it. So you train, whatever, and then you can still fly around. You're not just restricted. Why didn't Pokemon Legends Arceus do that? Like, when I first saw the Pokemon Legends trailer, I was like, if this game is intended to be open world, and you cannot fly from the top of Mount Coronet down to the base camp with, like, your level 100 Pidgeot, the game is a failure. Because, like, that is the most brain-dead, simple, basic thing that should exist in a game that's looking to be built like Pokemon Legends, that lied through all of its initial gameplay of looking like an open-world game. And then, again, we can just see, like, some crazy Chinese project turning it into that. So, yeah, we got, like, cute fox-looking thing, sipping water, and then some other Firefox-looking thing, and everyone just kind of hanging out, having a time. And then, ya boy. So, yeah, I wonder, like, how specialized... Hey, we can actually see name, Grisbolt. So we can see how specialized these guys are, and then, like, some interface stuff. Oh, wow, we also have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild heat meter. Bro, this went from meme to real game to where you're actually dissecting the trailer to figure out what's going on. I wouldn't say real quick, because this has been floating around for years, but it's kind of doing that. And then, like, the damage combat system is also, like, really cool with this open, live, interactive gameplay to where your pals are dealing damage and then you're supplementing it, and then there's also like combat and tactics and stuff, and then you're catching that big boy. And I do hope to see just like the variety to where like I can catch anything and kind of set up with it. But yeah, then we can see Grisbolt also going to be used for our energy systems. We got these fire Pokemon cooking for us, and then we got the gun assembly in the background. And it does seem like a very rewarding gameplay loop, because instead of having Pokemon rot in your PC boxes that don't do anything, you send them out into the world, and then they can run your farms and factories and help you with building and all that, and then you just get crazy stuff. Also, I guess, like, yeah, this gameplay right here shows that it's not just Grizzbolt, that you can turn into some kind of, like, crazy combat thing that's going to soak hits while you just kind of ride it and then do your own thing. We've got some other gliding as you're trying to go up to it, maybe mythical pals over there, and then just like very big open world combat that now we're also getting into Monster Hunter in Pokemon, which is what everyone wants in Pokemon Legends Failed X. It's just a garbage game all the way through. And then, of course, like, they just have to do the Chinese mobile game, like, big, I wouldn't even call it, like, rage bait or outrage bait or something, where it's just, like, they just need the moment that everyone's going to, like, comment on for that virality. And then all the different environments and different things, like, it looks genuinely amazing. Palworld's the truth. I can't wait. And I also really like the January 2024 release, because if Pokemon does something for summer, it's looking less and less likely. But I mean, like, where's the Pokemon Quest update? Where's our random Pokemon Presents? Like how we had Pokemon Unite announced in June, and then like some other random game drops that have happened before, even into like July and stuff. Then we have the DLC in fall instead of summer, and then we have the other DLC in winter. So by the time we have the DLC wear off for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, boom, Palworld Early Access, and then we can see if the game is an absolute train wreck or actually just like the best open world creature capturing game ever made, because it's just taking everything and just letting you have unrestricted, unhinged fun with it, which is all that people ever wanted. So the timing's good, the gameplay just keeps getting better and better, and I really just like when a developer doesn't take themselves seriously, or it is just like some kind of like broken English, crazy kind of like Chinese knockoff game, but it ends up being very entertaining. Like, that's what happened with Tree of Life. Tree of Life is one of my favorite games ever, and it was just an accidental MMO with like really weird Korean developers just making like the accidentally best systems ever in ways that haven't really happened before. So this is what happens when a Chinese knockoff Pokemon game doesn't take itself seriously, but actually wants to make a good game, and maybe the support is helping driving that, and instead of just making a meme that people paid $10 for to play for a couple hours and go, wow, this actually like sucks, but at least I got a couple hours of mild entertainment from just how stupid it is. It's like, no, they want to make a real game, and this actually competes with Pokemon now. This is wild, and I can't wait. It's gonna be dope. And also, the thing that I didn't note on is that by just trying to make cool designs, we've somehow gotten designs and more appealing characters than Generation 8 or Generation 9 in Pokemon. It's very conflicting and strange, but this, dude, like, this being the Pokemon killer would actually be the wildest thing ever, and I almost want to believe it at this point. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.